going on, guys? Welcome to Extreme Daily Drivers. It is another Tuesday. Thank you so much for stopping by the garage tonight. I just got back from vacation, so I don't have a lot planned for today's video, but I got a super cool 5-minute upgrade for your Scion XB. And I actually think this will work with the 2nd Gen XB too. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyway, that upgrade is to the license plate lights. I got some LED ones off of Amazon, linked down in the description box. Before we go ahead and pop these guys in, let's do a quick before and after. Let me go ahead and hit the lights on the box and see what we're working with. Alright guys, real quick, here is the before. And as you can see, not the worst thing in the world, but also could definitely be improved. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the lights so we got a better idea of what we're working with. Alright, that's better. Now you guys got a good idea of what the stock license plate lights look like. And like I said, man, they're not the worst, but we're hoping to brighten them up a lot and make it look a lot cooler. So let's go ahead and break these guys open. So like I said, I got these guys off of Amazon. I think they were $12 and should be pretty cool. They got really good reviews. Looks like comes with some installation kind of directions. I don't know who needs those, but just in case. And here they are, wrapped nicely in little plastic bags. I'm gonna do this one-handed here, gently. But yeah, pretty cool. Installation should be really straightforward, man. I think it's 2 Phillips head bolts. Let's see what we got here. Keeping the lights on so you guys can actually see what's going on. And take this guy out. They're the OEM little lenses, that's for sure. Say Toyota all over them. Don't lose your screw. We're gonna need that guy. Never want to use a screwdriver or anything like that to pry these guys out. You'll scratch your paint. So if you can do it with your hands, that's the best way to go. Alright guys, I finally got the old lens removed and the little wedge bulb. And this wedge bulb is super easy to disconnect. You just pull it. Can't get any easier than that. And here is our new one-piece design. You see it matches up real nice. I'm sure it's going to fit no problem. Essentially the way this connects is it's going to plug in and place this wedge bulb. Now after kind of looking at these two and actually messing with it a little bit, the aftermarket LED lights, the connection is a little bit thicker. So I'm going to have to put some real force behind it in order to get it in. It's also a good idea to use a little dielectric grease whenever you're messing around with light bulbs. Helps just kind of keep the connection dry, prevent any kind of rusting out of the terminals. So let's go ahead and throw this thing in, see how it looks. All right guys, I just got it installed just to test it out, and oh man, check this out. Dude. Holy cow, how bright is that? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the installation so we can see what it looks like with those new LED bulbs. You guys ever start a project and think to yourself like, oh, it's going to take 5 minutes. It's going to be 2 seconds worth of work. I'll have done it in no time. And then it turns into like an hour or 2 hours. And you think to yourself like, dude, is there something the matter with me? Like, why does this happen to me all the time? Yeah, well, this is one of those installs. Now, it hasn't been hours, but it's been about 10 minutes of me staring at it and figuring out what has to be done. Let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, so the issue that I'm having here is this big, bulky connecting piece. The wedge bulb on the original setup sits in here, and then this housing goes into the actual lens. Well, these LEDs, that's not the case. So there's no way to mount that bulky piece into the actual lens. So the problem is that when you go to install a lens, this bulky piece has got to hide somewhere, and when you go to do this, it won't close over. See what I'm talking about there? It won't close over. So I got 2 options here. One is I can cut the wires and just splice them together. Get rid of the piece altogether, and then if I have to make change these out for some reason in the future, I just have to cut and resplice. So that's one option. The other option is to remove this handle and hopefully hide these bulky pieces in here. And then on this one, I'm not even sure what I'm going to do with this one here because it can't be hidden. The wire is not long enough to be hidden maybe in this corner. And I also don't know how much room there is behind this actual handle. So yeah, it's pretty terrible. I think I might just cut these wires and make a splice because I really don't feel like disassembling this handle. What do you guys think? Comment below. Let me know if I should go ahead and splice it or go ahead and remove this thing and see if it works. All right, guys, I made my decision and I went with what I know will work, which is cutting and splicing. I know a lot of you are probably like, I can't believe you're cutting into your wiring harness to put on these LED bulbs. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. It's really not that big of a deal. I rewired the entire Prelude. I mean, every wire on that car has been extended by me. So it's really not that big of a deal to change out some connectors for LEDs in the rear. But LED lights last forever. They're going to outlast this car, no doubt. So if I do have to change them out, it's no big deal. And the thing with wires is you can always extend it later on if you really need to. So let me show you how I'm doing this in case you want to try it yourself. But to get started, I went ahead and cut this as long as I could, right? So up against the base, right? As tight as I could get, okay? And here are new LEDs. I cut the little end off of those. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip these wires back using this tool here. If you don't have one of these tools, oh my God, just go buy one. I'll put a link down in the description. If you want to pick up one of these, they clamp down on the wire and they strip it for you. Super easy to do, and you never have to worry about cutting off too much. So I'll do that. And then to make my connection, I'm using these guys here. Now, if you hate soldering or you can't solder like me, and you don't want to use butt connectors, there's nothing wrong with butt connectors, by the way. I've been using them for years. They came out with these guys. It's like $12 for this whole case. I'll put a link down in the description, and all you do is you take one of these guys and you slide it on both ends of your stripped wires. Then you heat it with either a heat gun or a lighter, and then the final product looks like this. Okay, see what happens is when these get heated up, they shrink, obviously, creating a waterproof seal, and then that little silver thing that you see in the middle, that is solder. The solder melts and makes the connection. So what you get is a nice strong waterproof connection. And that'll now fit, obviously, easily up in there once I go ahead and guide it all back. And yes, I've already tested this and it works. So yeah, that is the way to go when you kind of don't have a ton of room like we don't here. And you stink at soldering, like me, you grab one of these guys and you get to work. One more thing that you're probably all wondering, and I should have mentioned, is you're probably wondering which one is positive and which one's negative on the factory wiring. And you could probably figure it out real easily with one of these multimeters, or you can just do it the Extreme Daily Driver's way, and that is just go ahead and guess, and then turn them on and see if it lights up. So, I actually don't think it matters with LEDs. I don't know why I think that, but I feel like I read that somewhere before. Comment below if it doesn't matter with LEDs. But anyway, both times I wound up getting it right. So, that makes me think that I'm not that lucky and that they probably can just wire it anyway with the LEDs. Alright guys, I'm going to say it was all worth it in the end because check that out, huh? What an improvement. Oh, and let me kill the lights. Hold on a second, let me kill the lights. There we go. Now you get it in full effect. Man, look at it lighten up the entire rear of the car, man. That's not an outdoor light you see right there. That is all from these LED license plate lights. Wow, looks really cool. I think it really ties the rear end together because, as you guys know, I got LED tail lights. And now I got LED license plate lights. The last thing I need to get is an LED third brake light. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it turned out awesome. It was only a $12 investment, or $13 or $14, whatever it is on Amazon. The link's down below. It's a really, really inexpensive mod, and I think it looks awesome. So if you're interested in doing this for yourself, you're probably going to have to splice it just like I did. There's nothing kind of like weird about my car. I think you're going to run into the exact same issues as I did. So get yourself a good splicer like this, and get yourself some of these right here, man, because these are a lifesaver. If you need any of that stuff, again, there'll be a link down in the description box. Thanks so much for stopping by the garage on this Tuesday. Next Tuesday, I hope to come back with a much larger project. Hopefully a rear bumper finished. We'll see. Maybe even car stereo. So look forward to that. Thanks so much, guys. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. See you next Tuesday. Later.